should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is of course a very longstanding policy of the United States.
Oh, Taiwan, it's over there by Japan. Both those countries, they're vital to our global strategery and stuff. If China were to crash the party in Taiwan, I wouldn't want military stilettos on the ground, but I would support sending them clone things over there to protect our interestings, or whatever they're called. This is the best they've got. This is the new face. This is the voice of the party of the donkey. This is their chosen one. This is who doofus Democrats want to be the destroyer of the free world. The lady who struggles to pronounce her own name, so she refers to herself as 3 letters. No wonder Stephen A. Smith is seriously considering running as a Democrat in 2028. Hell, at this point, Stephen A. Smith is the most qualified candidate that they have. Vast majority of the country, they would refuse to vote for Gabby Newsom. Although, to his credit, Gabby's immigration policies are absolutely brilliant. He has made life so miserable and unaffordable in the People's Republic of California that ICE is no longer needed. Citizens are leaving the People's Republic voluntarily. No one is going to vote for cackling Cam Harris. After months of constantly embarrassing herself on national television, leaders of the party of the donkey have finally distanced themselves from Jazz Crockett. Hell, Jazz would not receive a single vote if the only response available was yes. In elementary school, when Jazz sent love notes to boys, "Do you like me? Yes or yes?" The poor boy ate the paper so he didn't have to respond. And after this past weekend, it is going to be damn near impossible for Alex the Ocasio-Cortez to be taken seriously as a contender. At this point, Stephen A. Smith, who admittedly knows nothing about politics, Stephen A. Smith, who doesn't know the difference between Iraq and Iran, someone whose only political experience is making guest appearances on News Nation, home of Chris Cuomo. Hey, it's me, Chrissy C. That guy is the most qualified candidate right now in the party of the donkey. Right now, AOC LGBT. AOC, it's easy as LGB. It's simple as TQI. AOC, LGB, no one's voting for me. Right now, Ocasio is learning a brutally tough lesson. For years, Alex Day Cortez has been in this protective bubble. Her pretend friends in the mainstream media, they have worked diligently to polish the turd. In the rare instance that AOC was interviewed, she was given basic questions that were prepared in advance, so her writers had plenty of time to prepare scripted answers. Are you running for re-election in the House of Representatives? Yes. Next question. Can you confirm that orange bad? Of course, the sun is very dangerous. It causes mesothelioma. Next question. When you're a low-level rep in the House of Representatives, representing a tiny portion of the Bronx, when you're a low-level rep in a district that hasn't voted a Republican congressman in over 30 years, when you're some doofus rep in the House, No one cares. You have the luxury of being unprepared. You have the luxury of being protected. But when you're positioning yourself to be a presidential candidate, the expectations change overnight. It's no longer cute to be ignorant. It's no longer adorable to be unprepared. Oh, that's just Ocasio. She might not know shit, but she sure is pretty. If you're running for president, you're expected to know something. You don't have to know everything, but you need to be an expert in at least one thing. The good news for AOC, she happens to be an expert in one area. Bad news is her area of expertise is in being a huge, embarrassing failure. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the second channel is in the description below. Today on the second channel, I'll explain why LeBron James is no longer the face of the NBA, which should be a well-known fact to everyone at this point, except LeBron James. I think everyone is ready to move on. Everyone is ready for LeBron to retire, except, of course, the spawn of Bron. As soon as Daddy retires, the NBA career of Bronny James is over. Either way, the NBA is entering into a new era, and LeBron James ain't invited. So if you haven't already, click the link in the description below, subscribe to the second channel. Last weekend, American leaders were in Germany at some political summit. For reasons unknown, AOC was one of the leaders chosen to represent American interest in Europe. My inside sources, they are telling me that AOC was originally chosen for visual reasons. She was supposed to sit on stage and smile. She was supposed to mesmerize the crowd with her radiance. Unfortunately, one of her staffers forgot to translate the instructions from English to German, and one of the German staffers at the event, they accidentally gave Ocasio a microphone. As expected, once AOC opened her verbal device, the toxic mouth farts were relentless. I compiled some of the highlights. You tell me if this sounds like a presidential candidate. Watch for yourself.
Rubio's speech was a pure appeal to Western culture. My favorite part was when he said that American cowboys came from Spain.
I thought they came from Winnetou, but
I believe the Mexicans and descendants of African enslaved peoples would like to have a word. Very big difference between whiteness and national, like your actual culture, right? Whiteness is an imaginary thing. Being German is real. Being Italian is real. Being English. These are rich cultural heritages that are based on values. We look at what happened in Venezuela, for example. It is not a remark on who Maduro was as a leader. He canceled elections. He was an anti-democratic leader. That doesn't mean that we can kidnap a head of state and engage in acts of war just because the nation is below the equator.
Hey there, friends! It's me, AOC! There's a big difference between whiteness and nationalness. The difference is huge! Also, I'm very upset about Venezuela. Our president, Ron Trump, he broke the laws. We can't attack Venezuela because it's below that line in the earth. I think it's called the Ecuador. It separates us or something. I just know we can't go down there and implement our military. Where do I even begin? First of all, why in the hell is she pretending to suddenly have a Latin accent in Europe? What is it with woke women and changing their dialect when they're in Europe? Remember when cackling Cam Harris was faking a French accent in France? Oh yeah, I want French fries. AOC is from New York City. Outside of Puerto Rico, I don't know if AOC's ever been to a Hispanic country. The closest she came to visiting Mexico was when she went through the drive-thru at Taco Bell. And by the way, Ocasio, if you'd quit spending so much time mesmerizing your lonely male followers on social media and you did a quick Google search, you would know that cowboy culture originated in Spain and it was brought to America by Spanish settlers in the 1500s. Credit where credit is due. AOC is a great marketer. She's a great promoter. AOC is highly skilled at polishing the turd. She is brilliant at using short clips on social media to spread her influence. But when you're running for president, that is nowhere near enough. Going from the House of Representatives to being a presidential contender, it's kind of like going from childhood to adulthood. The first 18 to 21 years of your life, you're allowed to get away with things. You're allowed to make mistakes. For example, when I was 12, 13 years old, me and my friends in the neighborhood, we liked to play pranks on the neighbors. One night, we were shining one of those red laser pointers through one of the neighbor's windows. The dad was freaking out. He thought there was a sniper, I guess, on the roof of someone's house waiting for the perfect shot. Since he kept coming outside, we decided to amplify the prank by calling Pizza Hut and having a pizza delivered to his house. Back in the 90s, you didn't have to pay up front. They collected the money at the door once the pizza was delivered. While we were waiting across the street in the bushes, waiting for the pizza to be delivered, one of my friends, he decided to go get his paintball guns. We see the lighted Pizza Hut sign on the car as it's driving slowly down the street looking for the right house. And we unloaded every paintball in the gun on the poor dude's car. At 13 years old, obviously it was wrong. We knew it was wrong, but at that age, it's written off as boys will be boys. If I did that same prank at 41, the perception is completely different. Because at 41 years old, I am well past the age where I'm expected to know better. It's the same thing in politics. As a member of the House of Representatives, expectations are low. There are 435 members in the House of Representatives. Vast majority of them are unknown. You never hear about them. As a representative of the Bronx, no one is expecting AOC to be an expert in foreign policy. No one is expecting AOC to solve inflation. If AOC says something dumb as a member of the House, no one cares. It's a funny moment and it's forgotten 24 hours later. But when you're running for president, it's like transitioning from childhood to adulthood. The expectations are higher. You're expected to know better. Unfortunately for AOC, she knows nothing. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.